Good morning, dear students. Today I am going to start the first class of economics in standard 11. As you know that in economics you have two books. One is the microeconomic theory and the second one is statistics. My first class today is that of microeconomics, and I will go through the first chapter of microeconomics, which is Introduction of Microeconomics. In 3 or 4 lectures, I will try to complete this chapter of microeconomics. In the beginning, before going into detail, I will suggest you to take a screenshot of the board so that you can refer the things later on when you will do the self-studies. Now, introduction of microeconomics. Now, what is an economy? Dear students, we know, we have learned in standard 9 and 10 also, you must have learned the thing that the very definition of economy is a framework within which a country's economic activity can be described. A framework within which a country's economic activities can be described is called economy. Now, what is economic activity? You are knowing that activities are basically of 2 types, economic activity and non-economic activity. Economic activities are those activities which are done in order to earn the livelihood. That is known as the economic activity. For example, a farmer is working in his field to produce more and more crops. That is his economic activity. A doctor is treating a patient and he is earning fees, he is earning his revenue by the service, and that is his economic activity. So all those activities which are aimed towards earning of bread is known as the economic activity. And those activities which are not directly connected with the earning of bread is known as the non-economic activity. In this time, I go through reading the novels, that is an non-economic activity, because I am not earning anything from that type of activity. So all those activities which are not connected with earning of bread is known as the non-economic activity. So here a framework within which economy is a framework, is a reference frame, and within this framework all the economic activities can be described. That is known as an economy. It is a system which provides people means to work. Economy is a system, economy is a framework which provides each and every individual the means to work. That how he will earn his livelihood, how he will earn his bread, that the economy will provide and can earn their living. So I hope these 2 things is very clear to you, dear students. A framework within which a country's economic activities can be described is called an economy. It is a system which provides people means to work. Means to work means meaningful work. In order to earn the livelihood, it provides the people means to work and can earn their living. Now, there are 3 basic economic activities that we have to know. The 3 basic economic activities are production, consumption, and investment. This investment is also known as capital formation. So capital formation and investment are the same thing. Now, what is production? Simply, production means the creation of utility. Any activity by which utility is created, we say the production is taking place. For example, let me give you an example. A piece of wood is lying in the jungle and it had got no utility at all. A carpenter took that piece of wood and he worked on it. On working on that piece of wood, the carpenter converted that piece of wood into a chair. The moment that piece of wood is converted into a chair, that means utility is created. Now that chair has got some utility. And what the carpenter has done? The carpenter has injected utility in that particular piece of wood. So we will say that the production has taken place. So any activity in which utility is created, through which the utility is created, is called production. Okay. The second economic activity is consumption. Using up the utility once injected in the process of production. I purchased that chair. I started using it. Suppose that chair lasted for 10 years with me. So what I am doing, I am taking out the utility once injected by that carpenter in that piece of wood. So simply in one word we can say, if production is the creation of utility, consumption will be the destruction of utility. And the third basic economic activity is investment. What is investment? Excess of production over consumption is called investment. So simply we can say investment is equal to production minus investment. Excess of production over consumption is called investment or capital formation. It may also be defined, another definition I am giving, it may also be defined as the addition made to the total stock of capital. Addition made to the total stock of capital including inventories in a year. So this is called investment. So these three are the basic economic activities of any economy. Now we are in the chapter of microeconomic theory or introduction of microeconomics, and here very first thing, before going into details, we have to learn three terms which are interchangeably used in economics. Though these terms are very closely related terms, but as a student of economics, we have to know that what is the difference between these three terms. The first term is need, the second term is want, and the third term is demand. In economics, we use these three terms interchangeably, but exact meaning, that means need, in place of need we use the word want, in place of want we use the word demand. But basically there are some difference between need, want and demand that we have to understand first before going into details. Now need, what is need? Need is something whose absence creates a sense of dissatisfaction among us. See the thing? Need is something whose absence creates a sense of dissatisfaction or discomfort among us. Example, thirst, hunger, etc. Now let me give you an example. Suppose in a conventional class, I am taking a class and that class consists of 10 students. I am explaining a concept very clearly. I am trying to explain a concept very clearly. I found that one or two students out of those 10 students are not paying 100% attention to me. On asking, I asked, what is the reason why you are not paying attention to my lectures? His or her answer is, I am feeling thirsty. I am very much thirsty or hungry. So see the students, as the student is thirsty, definitely there is a need of thirst within him. And if you are thirsty, you cannot pay 100% attention to my lectures. So thirst is the need. And unless and until that boy, that student, tell the thing to me, convey the thing to me, I cannot come to know that what disturbs him, why he not paying 100% attention to me. So need is something whose absence creates a sense of dissatisfaction. There is a sense of dissatisfaction in that student or discomfort among us. Example, thirst. Definitely I am thirsty and I am thirsty and you are delivering a very important lecture. I cannot give my 100% attention to that particular lecture, though I am very much interested in listening to it. So thirst is a need. Similarly, hunger is a need. So these are the need. Need means thirst, need means hunger. Likewise, infinite number of need can be there. Now, what are the features of need? I have written over here two important features of need. Needs are internal in nature. Very clearly, you have understood. Since that student, he didn't explain, he didn't tell me. On asking only, he told me that he was thirsty. That means need is a thing which is from within. I only knew what is my need. It is internal in nature. Completely, the need is internal in nature. Needs are abstract in nature. These needs, they do not have any specific shape and size. You cannot make a drawing of need, draw a need. No, you cannot do so. Because need or hunger, they doesn't have any specific shape or size. They cannot be picturized. That is called need. Needs are internal in nature and needs are abstract in nature. Abstract, they don't have any specific shape and size. Now come to the second one, want, which is interchangeably used with needs often. All those goods and services that can satisfy a human need are called wants. All those goods and services which can satisfy a human need are called want. So there are, in the economy, there are n number of commodities, n number of goods and services which can satisfy our needs. Suppose I told that I am thirsty. So thirst is a need. It is explained to all of you. You have got that that person is thirsty. Now, if he is thirsty, that thirst can be quenched by a glass of water. That thirst can be quenched by a bottle of cold drink, a cup of tea. It is not clear. So, when I say the thing that I am thirsty, I want a glass of water. This glass of water can quench my need, thirst, and that is known, that glass of water is my want. So all those goods and services, a bottle of cold drink is a want because it is external and it can satisfy my internal need of thirst. A bottle of cold drink, that is also external and that can satisfy the internal need of thirst. A cup of tea also it can satisfy. So all this glass of water, bottle of cold drink and a cup of tea, these are the example of want. All those goods and services that can satisfy a human need is called want. So that boy who was not paying 100% attention to my lectures due to need, when he told that I am thirsty, that's why I am failing to pay 100% attention to you, I offered him a glass of water. His thirst was quenched. Now that boy, that student paid 100% attention to me. So all those goods and services that can satisfy human needs is called wants. Example, a glass of water, a plate of rice, etc. Now what are the features? Features of want. Needs are external in nature. Definitely, thirst is my inside thing. Hunger, inside thing of a human being. But this glass of water, it is not inside, it lies outside. So it is called needs, features are, wants are, this will be wants. Make the correction. Wants are, make the correction, dear students. It will be wants are external in nature because it is available outside. The glass of water, the cup of tea, the bottle of cold drink, these are external in nature. And wants are specific in nature. Specific means when I say that I am thirsty, I want a glass of water, immediately before our eyes, a glass full of water comes. That means they can be visualized. We can visualize a glass of water, and a glass of water is something different from a cup of tea or a bottle of cold drink. So we say that wants are external in nature, wants are specific in nature. That means they have got specific shape and size. But needs do not have any specific shape or size. They are abstract in nature, wants are specific in nature. Made these two corrections. When you took the screenshot of the board, I had used the word wants mistakenly. It will be wants. Wants are external in nature and wants are specific in nature. That means they are having specific shape and size. When I say I want chapatis, definitely we will view something, we will visualize something which is different from a plate of rice. Now come to the characteristics of need, a very important question from your board exams point of view, or from your concept for understanding this microeconomics. Characteristics of need. Needs are infinite in number. Infinite, limitless, unlimited needs are there. You had to take an admission in standard 11, that was a need. You took admission in the school. You have to purchase the books and copies for continuing your studies. That is the second need. Okay, that need is also satisfied. Now you have to make a conveyance, you have to take a conveyance so that you can reach to the school in proper time. That is your third need. For attending the school, you need the uniforms. So uniform is your fourth need. Like this, once you satisfy one need, the second need will occur and that will demand satisfaction, one after another. There is a chain of needs throughout. One need is satisfied, that is not all. The second need will occur and it will demand the satisfaction. Second need is satisfied, third need will occur and it will demand satisfaction, and this process is unending. During our entire life, we all are going to satisfy some of the needs or the other. So needs are infinite in nature. Needs are competitive in nature. Needs are competitive. That means infinite number of needs are there in my black box. But all these needs are fighting with each other. Why? Because each need wants to be get satisfied first. For example, you are having 1,000 rupees in your pocket and immediately you have to purchase the book of accounts because your sir has suggested you better purchase the book of P.S. Grewal to go through the accounts classes. Secondly, while moving in the market, you have seen a very beautiful t-shirt in the showroom of such and such shop. So that is the second need. You are in a mind to purchase that t-shirt. It is unique one. But what you are having only 1,000 rupees in your pocket. With that 1,000 rupees, you cannot satisfy both the needs simultaneously. Because 1,000 rupees is very low for it. So what we are finding that two needs are fighting inside your mind, purchasing of the book of accounts and purchasing of the t-shirts. These two are quarreling, these two are competing in your mind. And finally, the need that will win, you will follow that. There is no good and bad. You went in the market, you purchased the t-shirt. That means you are foregoing the option of purchasing the book of accounts because you cannot have both the things with 1,000 rupees in your pocket. So what we are finding, I just in this example I have given you I have talked about two needs in your mind, but at the same time there can be n number of needs. They are competing with one another and each need demands satisfaction first. So needs are infinite in nature, the first point. Needs are competitive in nature. They all are fighting with each other to get their satisfaction first, so that you satisfy that particular need first. And the third one, some of the needs are repetitive in nature. In the morning hour you took food, your need of hunger was quenched. Again in the evening hour you feel hungry. So there are some needs which will come, which will occur again and again. And so some of the needs are repetitive in nature. Some of the needs are one-time needs. You want to be a doctor, your ambition was to become a doctor. You became a doctor, one need is fulfilled. It will not occur again. But this hunger, this thirst, these are the needs that will occur again and again before you. So some of the needs are repetitive in nature. So what are the characteristics of need? Needs are infinite in nature. Needs are competitive in nature. And some of the needs are repetitive in nature. Now come to the last point of today's lecture. I will not make the lecture too much lengthy, otherwise it will become boring. In fresh mind we will start the next lecture. That is the thing, resources. What is resources? Means to satisfy needs are called resources. Needs or wants. Means to satisfy needs or wants is called resources. That means resource is something with the help of which we can satisfy our needs and wants. Now what are the, simply money. That 1,000 rupees in your pocket is the resources. And with that resources you could not satisfy both of your needs. You have to stick to one. Now what are the characteristics of resources? Resources are limited in nature. Resources are not unlimited like needs. Needs are unlimited in nature. But the resources are not. Even if you ask the richest person today that how much money you are having in your banks, you are asking this question to the richest man of the world, he will start writing the digits from this portion and it will go on, it will complete over here. So much it is, it's very difficult for you to read it out, how much it is. But the thing is, after that, he writes only rupees this much only. That means that person, definitely he is very rich. He is the richest in the world, but then again, his resources are limited. He is not having any one farthing more than that he mentioned in the book, on the board. So we say the resources of an economy are always limited. Not only limited, the resources have got alternative uses. What is the meaning of alternative uses? 1,000 rupees is the limited resources that you have, and it has got alternative uses. It can go to the shopkeeper of the bookseller, shopkeeper who is a bookseller. If you purchase the book of accounts, definitely you are giving that money to the shopkeeper for purchasing the book of accounts, or you can purchase it, you can spend it over the t-shirt, then that same 1,000 rupees will go to the ready-made garments manufacturer, that t-shirt shop owners. So same resource can be used differently. So it is not so that this 1,000 is made for dress material only and it can be used in dress material. No, it is not so. Our resources are limited and at the same time our resources have got alternative uses. If this limited resource is not going through a channel, it must go, there are B, C, D, n number of channels are there through which the same resources can be used up. So dear students, in today's lecture, I told you what is an economy. Next, what are the three basic economic activities of an economy? Next, I told you what is the basic difference between need, want and demand. Though we use these three words interchangeably. Oh, I have not defined this demand. That is the third point. Need I had, want I had. Now see the demand part. Any want which is backed by ability to pay and willingness to pay is called demand. So suppose, what is demand? Demand is a want which is backed by two things, ability to pay and willingness to pay. Suppose a beggar, and a beggar wants to purchase a Maruti car. Sounds odd, but the thing is, he has the willingness to pay. but he doesn't have the ability to pay. In that case, the Maruti car will always remain as a want to the beggar. It cannot take the shape of demand. A demand, suppose I want to purchase a Maruti car and I am willing to pay for it. I have got willingness to pay for it. And I have got the ability to pay for it. That means I am having sufficient money to pay for a Maruti car. In that case, the want of Maruti car takes the shape of demand. So these three words, need, want and demand, in economics are interchangeably used, though there are a lot of difference between need and want and demand. So hope, dear students, I have explained what is economy. What are the three basic economic activity: production, consumption, investment or capital formation. Then I told you that what is the basic difference between need, want and demand. All wants are not demand. Only those wants are demand which are backed by ability to pay and willingness to pay. Then I discussed what are the features of need: internal in nature, abstract in nature, you cannot visualize. Want, its features are: wants are external in nature and wants are specific in nature. That means specific shape and size it is having. After that I told what is demand. Any want which is backed by ability to pay and willingness to pay is called demand. Then characteristics of need we came. Needs are infinite in nature. Needs are competitive in nature. Some of the needs are repetitive in nature. Now come to resource. In resources, I told you the means to satisfy our needs or wants is called resources. Simply, it talks about the purchasing power, money. Characteristics of resources. Resources are limited in nature. It is not unlimited like needs. And resources have got alternative uses. In my next lecture, I will start with the economic problem. So that is all for today's lecture, dear students. I hope you have understood it. If you are having any doubt in understanding any portion of today's lecture, feel free to ask me the question either in the comment box or directly by making a call to me. Till then, students, goodbye.